I was thinking about making a video on grass already yesterday. Instead, I simply watched the grass growing. Let's have a look at some on-chain analytics. Let's try to figure out how much longer this rally can last and whether or not this is all sustainable. Now, since the 28th of October already, grass is a trending token on CoinGecko. It's up more than 40% today, 170% this week, and 240% since listing on CoinMarketCap, which was on the 28th of October. Now we have to be aware that when we look at the on-chain analytics for grass, that we're not going to get the full picture because there is already quite a bit of trading volume on the centralized exchanges. And those centralized exchanges are pretty much black boxes. We can't really see what's going on over there. So most trading happens on DigiFinex, not the most common centralized exchange on the planet, but then comes Gate.io and we've got Bybit, HTX, Maxi and Qcoin. But we do have trading directly on the Solana chain as well. Grass is part of the trending tokens. It's not the largest one, but it's at number 25 in terms of liquidity. There's $835,000 in the liquidity pool. Now here are the reasons why I initially ignored grass. It's the security warnings. So DEX Screener shows us directly at the top, this token is mintable. It also shows us below in the audit, a mintable flag. On dextools.io, we've only got a DEX score of 61. Again, this is relating to the security. We've got scam risk by Quick Intel. And again, we've got the token mintable and blacklisted. But it appears as if those kind of warnings aren't too much of a problem. Again, a lot of centralized exchanges have already subscribed to the token. Now here's the website of Grass AI. The USP is kind of a mixture between betting on AI and betting on resource optimization by selling your unused internet. Now, how legitimate are those 2.5 million users? We will see. Let's see how many views this video gets. On the Twitter platform, we've got 490,000 followers. On the Discord channel, we've got 400,000 members. So this seems to all kind of align. Now, Grass made an airdrop, and because of that, there's more than 300,000 holders on the Solana chain. Now, not all of those holders are created equally. Let's have a look at the number of holders that have some kind of significant capital in this. On the left side, we've got the retail investors. On the right side, we've got the whale investors. And we distinguish this by the number of tokens that are held at minimum. So it's 500 for the left, which is currently roughly $1,000. It's 5,000 in the middle, which is currently roughly $10,000, and 50,000 tokens on the right. So that's $100,000. We can see how the airdrop increased the number of holders to roughly 3,000. So roughly 1% of all of the holders have more than $1,000 in it. 99% of wallets have less than $1,000. And we can then see how a lot of those holders sold off their airdrop. We see that for the larger wallets, we see less of a sell-off. And we see that for the whales, we even saw some accumulation, zero sell-off whatsoever. Now this is fascinating. Usually we see how retail continues to buy and hold a token and how the whales tend to sell into a rally. This time it seems like the whales know something that retail doesn't. I strongly believe that crypto is both a game of luck and skill. And the more skill somebody has, the more capital gets accrued over time. Thus, the whales tend to make the better calls. They have made better calls in the past. When they are not selling, while the small wallets do, that's potentially positive. And now we can see that after the airdrop, the excitement around the token is going down. The number of first-time traders per day isn't as high anymore. So is the number of recurring traders. We also see how the number of token transactions tends to decline. The trading volume, though, isn't really changing that much. In other words, the people that are still around continue trading. And it appears as if it's the heavyweights that are dominating that trading. And when we look at the split up, who's actually dominating the recent trading, it's mainly the whales and large retail. Now it looks like Grass is a heavily supported project by the centralized exchanges. Thus, it's not really clear where the price will go. The centralized exchanges have pretty much all the power. Have a look at who's holding the value here. When we look at the token balance, pretty much all of it is held by the whales, 98.7%. And when we exclude those whales, we can see that the small retail investors rather sell off their airdrop. However, the centralized exchanges, the market makers, the whales of this world, they continue pumping up the token. How else is it possible that less and less tokens are held by the small people while the price is on a massive run? Yes, Grass is a trending token on Solana, but it's definitely not a heavyweight on chain. The largest of the liquidity pools is only $800,000 worth. If we add this all together, it's a bit over $1 million. Put this into relation to how much value the whales are holding. That's $2 billion worth of the token. And so I don't really dare to predict where the price is going. Unfortunately, we do not have transparent data here. There's probably going to be a lot of manipulation through derivatives, through all kinds of means from the centralized exchanges. This rally can continue longer, simply just to bring on more attention onto the token to get some of the retail investors to buy in. Now, I prefer the bets where there is clear transparency. And I want to see smart money buying into a token. For example, here in Premium, we are tracking more than 400 influencers, more than 400 top traders. And the only signals I can get on Grass is how the influencers that we are tracking sold their tokens. For example, over here, Archie Lim or Ilmi Alim, one crypto channel with 70,000 subscribers, another one with 344,000. They simply just received the token and then swapped out of it. And so yes, in theory, there is some upside potential, because if we just compare market caps, Grass is still rather small. So here's a list of AI related tokens, and the graph, for example, is 3 times larger. Render, which is probably the most direct competitor, is 3 to 4 times larger. And when we look at Fetch AI, which has rebranded to Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, that's a 6x from where we are currently, which would put Grass at more than $15. Call me conservative, but I prefer to trade in the ecosystem that currently has most growth and that has most attention. And that is, fortunately or not, the meme coins at the moment. And so when I look at the wallets that we're tracking in Premium, I see mainly meme coins. For example, over here, the GOAT token was bought by Kyle Chessy on the 14th of October for 13 cents. Since he bought, the price went up by almost 500%. But check this out, Frog, also bought by Kyle Chessy. He scooped up the token on the day of launch and it went up by more than 3,000%. And so we've got 12 of his wallets, but in total we track more than 400 wallets. I believe this is the way to get an edge in crypto. It's following the smart money. It's following the people that did the right calls in the past and that are likely going to do them in the future as well. I like to follow influencers that can potentially move markets as well, right? The influencers with hundreds of thousands, potentially even millions of subscribers. There's an entire tutorial course in Premium on how to find different influencer wallets, how to then track them, and how to afterwards interpret the signals that we get from tracking. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total, not just on wallet tracking, but also on-chain analytics, on risk management, on portfolio diversification, etc. And so we are discussing our wallet findings in dedicated chats. But of course, we are also discussing individual altcoins in dedicated chats. So then figure out when an influencer is bought, at what point in time do we want to sell? So feel free to check it out. It's $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. In case you don't like what you see, just message me within the first week and I will refund you 100%. So I'm personally not buying Grass right now, even though I do believe that the token will get manipulated up further. But the question really is, at what point in time would we then sell? The upside, I think, is at $15. Beyond that, beating Render is not that likely. And so as an addition to a somewhat diversified altcoin portfolio, it might make sense, but I don't think it makes sense to bet the whole farm on it. Hope you got some value out of this video. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to also give this video a like. It helps the channel grow. See you on the next video or see you in Premium. Cheers.